everyone. We will soon be starting our show very, very soon. Hello, everyone who is watching us on YouTube. You guys are the first one to get on today, which I'm very excited about our show today. Very soon, we will give us about a minute and we will get started with the show. Just want to get everything set up for our Facebook watchers. All right, so we will be getting on to Facebook very, very soon. You guys stay tuned. You guys are getting a behind the scene look of what we do here at the real Level Up. All right, we're about to go live on Facebook. Hey, everybody in YouTube land. Just want to thank everyone for getting on our YouTube channel, because very, very soon, as I've been saying, if you're watching us on YouTube, I want you to hit that subscribe button so that you guys will never miss another show. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started.
This meeting is being broadcast on Facebook Live.
And welcome to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome, 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 everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook, first of all, good afternoon. And I want you guys to know that we are doing a simulcast on YouTube. And in fact, this time our YouTube watchers, they hopped on a little bit early so they can see a little bit behind the scenes of what we do here at the Real Level Up. Well, of course, everyone, this is going to be another exciting show. And I'm always saying, I've got another great group of people that I cannot wait to have this conversation. Now, you guys know, this is not an interview. I'm not interviewing, if you're watching, I'm not interviewing these good-looking gentlemen that you see on this screen, okay? All three of them are good-looking. Oh, my goodness. So we're not just interviewing. We're having a conversation. And once you guys understand what this conversation is all about, you are going to want to hit that share button. So go ahead right now. Go ahead and hit that share button before we get started with this conversation with this amazing group of young men that look, I am honored. I am honored that they are here with us today. Oh my goodness. When we share about our conversation with you guys today, it is going to be a treat. First of all three of them are a hoot. Okay, so if you got your tickle funny bone going on, it's going to be pricked a little bit more today. All right, well, let's go ahead and unmute our esteemed guests. Hey, fellas, how are you? What is going on?
Hi, Angee. Is the sound okay? You can hear us?
I can hear you just fine. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me though, right?
Oh, we can hear you.
We can hear you just fine.
Can you hear the plane?
Couldn't hear the plane, y'all. Couldn't hear the plane. You guys are in a well-lit, well-secured, everything is... Let me just say this to y'all. This is my first time actually really having a conversation with three people on one device. Y'all, look, okay, so when y'all find out who they are, yeah, I know, George, what?
We did it.
Well, you guys in the studio by way of Blue Jeans, and let me tell you this, they are all the way in sunny California. So you guys are it's still morning, right?
Yes, well, it's almost noon. Almost noon now, so...
Oh my gosh. So this is what I love about our new platform, fellas, that, instead of trying to get you guys, in the Atlanta area, we can do it anywhere across the country. And that's why we were able to bring Bob Bharatwal back, you guys, and give us an update on what's going on with his project. Of course, we've got George. George is here. He's going to be talking about what he's doing with Bob and his project. And we have a new... Joe? Are you... This is your first time with
First
us,
time, yes.
right?
Yes.
Well, listen, you are a newcomer, but after this show, you'll become family. All right, so just want to make sure
Good.
that you know that. Well, listen, I'm going to start with Bob. Bob being the catalyst of getting this group together, you guys. Bob, welcome back.
Thank you, Angie. Thank you for having us on your show again, and and allowing me to bring Joe on board here and George at the same time. So it's once in a lifetime experience here. So we're very grateful. Thank you.
No, and we are honored, because when the person who's going to be our surprise guest host, we're not going to tell our audience who it is right just yet. But when our surprise guest host come on, when she put this all together, I thought it was just gonna be Bob. When she said, Angie, no, he's bringing more people to the show. I'm like, what? Level up. It's going to have the cast and crew of Enter the Diamond. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will be talking about their brand new project that's coming out. Well, I can't say really, Bob, brand new because this has been years in the making. Am I saying that right?
You're right. Most films, George can tell you that from his own film that he had completed. It takes years from the start, from writing the script to production to post production. It can take sometimes 7, 8, sometimes 10 years. So we started this journey of love in storytelling this a while ago, and we're almost there. We're almost at the finish line. We're almost at the lights at the end of the tunnel. So we're almost there to have this film out next year. So that's our goal.
Oh my gosh, Bob! I know this is it's like birthing a baby and then watching this baby mature. But then you got your uncles and aunties and everybody else is coming around to make sure that this thing is going to go off with a hitch.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's what the one thing I want my level up audience to know. We are going to talk about filmmaking because I want you guys to understand that there are so many facets to us as a people and as a people of God. So as we are talking about, filmmaking, we all these guys right here have a tremendous amount of experience in that field. So I want you guys to do this. First of all, hit that share button. Not only that, in the comment section, if you have questions and comments for any of these guys, please type it in the comment section either on Facebook or on YouTube. Then let me remind my Facebook audience. I want you guys to head on over to YouTube because soon we'll be going exclusively on YouTube. Very, very soon. We're working some details out to make that happen. But we are constantly reminding you guys to head on over there and hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss another live show. Yes, we are live. We took off last week so we can take time off with our family, and that's what I do love about what we do here at the Real Level Up. Family first. So with that said, I do want to give a shout out to our co-host Nolan Holloway. For all of you guys who have been following us, you do know that his mother has gotten her wings and she is in a better place, better than where we are. That's what we believe. But of course, still it doesn't take away, the mourning or the where he is missing his mom. So that's why you guys will not see him today, because Level Up is about family first. So in hopes that he will be back next week because next week will be an all men show. He's very excited about that show as well. But please, in this time, in this hour, please keep Nolan Holloway, Mr. Scribe, in your prayers. All right? He and his family. All right. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and take our break. We gave you guys just a little bit of what we're going to be talking about today. Once again, Facebook. Head on over to The Real Level Up. That's The Real Level Up on YouTube. There, hit that subscribe button, and you will not miss a show once we go live. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angie from The Bee. We'll be right back.
time to be here. And not just in your mind, but down in your soul. This healing now. Receive healing in your soul. Father in heaven, here I am now. I'm coming to you, Lord.
Unveiled Treasures Bookstore. We offer a variety of items: church supplies, homeschool resources, music, books, and gifts. Our free ministry partners online affiliate program provides a collection of Christian resources. Unveiled Treasures, exquisite jewels to enrich your soul.
12 Steps to Survive, Thrive, and Boss Up After a Breakup is my 8-week signature coaching program designed to reset your mind, body, and spirit. Hi, my name is Shantae Proctor, the Breakup Coach. I am an author, speaker, and certified life coach. I wrote my new book and developed my coaching program after I healed from toxic relationships and narcissistic abuse. I help amazing women and a few good men survive, thrive, and boss up after a breakup. The next program launches Tuesday, September the 28th. Contact me at coachshantaeproctor@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook at Shantae Proctor and Instagram at Shantae Proctor Life Coach. You can also DM me if you are experiencing challenges, fears, or frustrations due to your breakup.
They said it was wrong to promote me, that I wasn't ready, that I would fail.
Those who have betrayed me must pay.
You're the first black agent. Don't be the last.
Revenge is all I have left.
The CIA cannot get involved, so you're on your own.
Aren't we all?
I'm a man who gets what he wants.
Just get me the money. You have 24 hours.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for the respect when you get home. Hey, baby, when you come home, darling, I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z.
This is George Vincent of Heavenly Deposit and Enter the Diamond. Check out Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Keep it locked right here.
Hi, this is Terry Cummings, 18-year veteran of the NBA. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced with real talk that takes you higher. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
This is Minister April Leland, the spiritual soldier, your master motivator, your inspirational innovator. I want you to level up with me and Angee from the B every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hey, this is Shantae, the Breakup Coach. Level up with me and Angee from the B every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook, did you know you can head on over to YouTube? That's right. Head on over to YouTube at The Real Level Up. That's The Real Level Up on YouTube. There, you can hit that subscribe button. And we've got a few people that have been on our YouTube channel already, so just want to make sure that everyone else is heading on over there and making a home for yourself there with The Real Level Up. I just want to give some shout outs to people that are already on our Facebook channel. Thank you to Miss Mary Goolsby, one of our diamonds. Also to Winifred Smiley. I wonder who she is. Also, just want to give a shout out to Grace Hendy. Grace is going to give us a surprise a little bit later on in the show. So you don't want to miss any part of this show. Well, let's get right back into our conversation with the cast and crew of Enter the Diamond. Just want to welcome once again these three amazing gentlemen. I'm going to go from right to left. Now, wait a minute. Left to right on my left. Okay. We've got George. We got Bob. We've got Joe. They are all a part of Enter the Diamond, the movie, and we're going to be talking about just more than just movie making, you guys. Look. I like to peep into the lives of the people that are behind the scenes, that are behind the camera. Like, what's on their heart? What made them think about making a movie? And what made them think about making a movie such as this? Man, I'll tell you this. Now, Bob and George, they're no strangers to the show. Joe is new, but y'all know how we do. Once we are done, Joe's like, I feel like at home. So we're going to bring Joe right into the fold, you guys, making sure that he feels at home. Come on, Level Up Nation. You guys know how we make everyone feel once they are new on the show. Well, let's go right back to Bob. Bob, wow. In that first, segment of the show, I mean, you really gave us the real. Like, how does this movie making work? But before we get into that, Bob, I want to make sure that the Level Up Nation, the audience, know who you are. Because I really feel like it is incredible, when people just set out to do a project such as this. Bob, you could have just, come up with, the next, I don't know. If you want to tell people what you really, really do, that's fine. But, Bob, you have such an incredible life that I want people just to really know all of what you do, and to come up with, such a project as this, and just, the cast and crew that you so eloquently talk about, even outside the camera, even when, you and I were just sitting at the dinner table, your excitement for just working with the people to make this thing happen. Because, Bob, this is your first movie project, correct?
Yes, you're 100% right. I really came across these wonderful individuals you see here and several other people. One who is, not with us today, and I have to acknowledge him and, let everyone know that it's because of him that I came up with this idea. His name is Devon Russell Hendy.
Wow.
So Devon was really my inspiration in acting class. When I met him, I said, this is a leading man. This is a star in the making. And then when I met Joe, the same thing. Wonderful actor. He's a movie star in the making. George the same way. I met him on set. All these wonderful actors that I met, that I said, I have to create a story. If Hollywood's not knocking on our door, let's create our own doors and open them up to Hollywood. So that's kind of the game.
But that's the incredible. That's what I love about you, Bob, because you saw people that were just super, super talented on the way up, and you said to yourself, instead of Hollywood coming to you, instead of directors, filmmakers coming to them, you said to yourself, I'm going to do it, because I'm sitting in the classroom with these incredible people, and where's the project? You know what? Okay, never mind. I'll do it. Let me come up with the project so that I can show the type of talent that I am surrounded with when I'm sitting in. I get it, Bob. I so get it, because I sit in a number of not just in classrooms, but a number of situations where I'm sitting around, just incredible people. And I've often said to myself, this is how the show started. I've often said to myself, what this person is saying to me next to me, I would love for the world to just see her heart and what she's saying and what we're saying together. You know what I mean? So is that how it went, Bob?
Yes, 100%. It was just seeing the great talents the motivation, the energy, the enthusiasm. That was one thing. The enthusiasm. I wrote the script. It took me a year to write the script, and then I approached all the different actors. Of course, Devon was the first one who signed on. I said, Devon, this is your film. You have to be the leader. You're the star. You're going to be the first, black James Bond type of character that's never been done before in a serious way. And I said, this is going to be something new. And not only am I going to do a feature length film, but we want to do an animated film, which we did and released, and a graphic novel or a comic book that we also did called Enter the Diamond Origins. So we also did that based on him as well. So before Black Panther came out, before all these other heroes came out, it was the Black Diamond or Enter the Diamond. So we had a lot of fun. We even did trading cards. That's how much I don't know if you can see, your audience can see that. That's our dearly departed Devon Russell.
That's him.
George, you want to show us your card there? George, going to show.
George got a card.
George!
Look at Joe.
We have Nicole, who's not here with us today, unfortunately, but she sends her best. Nicole Watson plays the Black Widow, and then my character, the Mad Dog, and that's our trading card. So we really got excited about this project. We released the comic book out to several comic book stores all over the country. It was a free offering. We just wanted to get the word out. Then we created the short film, and the short animated film got into about 15 film festivals. Yay. We won Best Animated Film at the Las Vegas Shorts. We won Best Animated Short at the Nollywood Film Festival in Toronto. We won an award at the Canadian International Shorts Festival as well. And then we moved on and continued to develop our feature film, in which George plays Mr. Wynn, our antagonist, our villain. Joe is a co-star who plays one of the supporting heroes, Eddie Lee, or the Sleeping Dragon. So we had a lot of fun. It's so much of a pleasure to work with people that you get along with, who are like family. We're like family, and everyone wore two hats. Everyone wore two hats. So not only is George a star and co-star, but he was also a producer on the film. Not only is Joe the co-star and star of the film, but he was also our director of photography on the film. So, everyone wore a separate hat. Everyone wore a different hat on top of being an actor. So that's how we got the job done, is because they brought their enthusiasm, their hard work, and their belief in the script, and their belief in me, and my belief in them. Because without them, this project never would have happened. So I'm thankful to all of them.
Well, okay. Well, look, listen, Bob. I'm gonna give you more time to brag on them, but let me bring them in on this conversation. So wait a minute. You know why George is laughing at me, right? Because I look at George, and George doesn't know this because I've never told him this, but I've always been a fan of George. When I'm like, I'm about to meet George. I've seen George in other. I'm like, no, that's not the real George. Some imposter is coming. But George, you know what? I hold my mouth open because just your humility. You've been doing this for years and so many projects that are under your belt. But for you to come to this project and not only be a star but produce the project, that it takes humility, because you're not walking on set like, I'm the big star around here, you guys fill my glass with tea and ice cream. You're just so humble, George. Ever since I've met you, and I know you have a project that is out as well. We've been promoting it here. For all of you guys who've been watching the show and you've been watching Heavenly Deposit, there he is. Yes, we have been putting out Heavenly Deposit ever since he allowed us to say, hey, yeah, Angee, tell people more about the film, because it's another Level Up Nation. It is another incredible film. If you haven't seen it, go out and search and find that film and watch it. It is amazing. So George, just to come to this project, just tell us what was on your heart. I mean, what did you say when Bob came to you?
Well, to just go back just a little bit, you said, being humble, or, having humility and all. And I truly think that the only way you get anywhere in this business, in any business, is just being down to earth, being humble, because the doors will open. If, having some sort of a chip on your shoulder, that's no bueno. That doesn't get you anywhere, So just always being appreciative, and then when you find the right people to work with, like Bobby was the one who basically I met both Joe and Bob while we were working on a set out in the desert. We were filming a project called
Arcanum.
Arcanum. And long story short, that's how we met, and then we exchanged information because we hit it off. And then next thing you know, Bobby's like, "Hey, I wrote something. I have something that I wrote, with you in mind. Would you? I guess would you like to read it, or would you? And I said, sure, of course. Let's be real. Who's gonna turn away a project? You want to read it. You want to look at it, right? I mean, and just the fact that he wrote something with me in mind was just amazing, But what was even more amazing was when I read it, I said, this guy can write. And his, Bobby's story was great. It was just well written. Loved my character. And at that point, I was like, sign me up, So, so I couldn't pass on this. And there's so much to really talk about, but I just want to just share that for now, and there'll be more. There'll be more.
Oh my gosh! Oh, George, my goodness! With Joe, okay. So we kind of got an idea how you got on the set, but let's hear your side of the story. Let's hear it from your mouth. Like how did this project become a part of you?
Well, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I was doing a scene in my acting class with my acting coach Ivan Markota, who is also no longer with us, and that's how I met Devon. So I was in that class for a while before Devon came in, and I watched him grow as an actor, putting in the work, putting in the time, and then as time passed by, Bob came into the scene, and I believe I was doing a dramatic scene, and he saw that. But that time I didn't know Bob. He was just new. We haven't talked. And one day he comes up to me. He's like, "I have an idea for a movie, and I want you to be in it." And I was like, sure. As soon as I see the script, yeah, no problem. I'll help you out. Because that acting class is just full of people who are true artists. They just love the craft. And that's the kind of people you want to be around. The people that pushes you and be your cheerleader when sometimes as an actor you have a lot of self-doubt. That insecurity is real. You're always seeking approval. Is it good enough? Because deep inside you want to do good. And then when Dr. Bob came with the script, he took me out to this restaurant in West Hollywood or Westwood. I think it's the Coral Cafe or something.
Okay.
And he fed me, and I was like, well, that's easy to make a decision when your stomach's full, right? But he didn't have to do all that, Just my acting coach, he had the ability to bring people who are willing to do the work, and and you are who you are, right?
Yeah.
Who you surround yourself with, and he had that this magnet about him that if you want to be successful, this is the place you need to be. And that's how we all met. And everyone who stayed in that class to this day holds true to me. Whoever's in that class, when I call them and I need something, they're dependable. And that's the kind of atmosphere he created. And for the fans out there of Level Up, you sometimes got to be that candle and light everybody else's candle, and be that good energy, because at the end of the day, you want to work with people that are like-minded like yourself,
Oh my gosh! I mean, I hope the people of Level Up. Wait a minute, I got some people that are already making comments. You guys are bringing on the comments early. Well, we've got Winifred Smile saying, "Hey, you guys, hope all is good with you." Grace has said, "That's important. You gotta eat. You gotta eat." And from what I understand, Bob is the perfect host. And what I really, what I want to say in all of that, because it takes humility of Bob too, because he has the script, he has the project to put forth many actors, and I've heard many projects that successful projects can build your resume beyond what you can imagine, and this could be that project. But it takes a person to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and take a risk, put myself out there. with this being your first project, Bob, I mean, okay, so Bob, you know how this goes. We've got to know because it's a lot of new people that are watching the show now. We got to know your background, where you're from, what what brought you to actually just have that gumption to do it. I know it's about being in an acting class. We've already heard you said that but it was something in your as you were growing up. You've had a lot of people that you were surrounded that influenced you to just go for it because I had that and I still do. I still have these people in my life that really believe in the things that I think about. But sometimes your thoughts, with your thoughts, with something that you really want to step out and do, you do need to have that supportive people that are not even in the industry with you. It could be your mom, your dad, a teacher, a pastor, or even your kids. I've heard people say that, with the help of my kids, I was able to do that. But before you answer that question, because I don't want to take any breaks when you go into that, Bob, think about it, sit on it, because we got to take another break. Listen, you guys, I don't want you guys to miss another part of this show. Not only that, please head on over to The Real Level Up on YouTube as well and hit that share button. You don't want your family and friends to miss any part of this show because we're talking about filmmaking. We have people that are in the industry, and I know you guys have a lot of questions, and other people that are, kind of having that same thought. I wonder what it would be like if I wrote a script. I wonder what it would be like if I started that acting class. Where here you are, right here, people that are doing what you desire to do. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
See, now this is one of those old school rules. So we need everybody celebrate. Oh.
Now that I am free, I gotta tell my story. Oh, he's been good to me. Nothing can stop me, no, no. Even if I gotta jump through the loops, I can't be stopped when I jump in the booth. Cause I represent the one who can run through a troop. I'ma reach this goal like I jump through a group. I'll be back in a minute, I only roll with the pack of winners. No loser from the start, right back to the finish. Past the minutes, got a reason to dance, you never catch me with a minute. Now that I am free, now I'm free. Gotta tell the nations, he's been good to me. Join the celebration. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate, 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 celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate. We're gonna dance the night away and party till the break of dawn. Dance the night away. Dance like nobody's watching, lose time like nobody's clocking, break through like nobody's blocking, choose freedom like there's no other option. I sing and I run when I think about all the things that I've done, all washed away because of the sun. Now ain't nothing gonna stop my fun. I run. Now that I am free, now I'm free. Gotta tell the nations, he's been good to me. Join the celebration. Now that I am free, gotta tell the nations, he's been good to me. Join the celebration. Making a way, he's making a way. All the chains he's breaking away. He's making a way, he's making a way. Making a way, he's making a way. He's making a way, he's making a way. He's making a way, he's making a way. He's making a way. He's making a way, like Superman, he's saving a day. Like a road worker paving a way, Mayday, gay paydays coming cause he's making a way. Now all of a sudden, life is good, ain't worried about nothing. Even when people try to push my buttons, I ain't budging, cause his love I'm loving. Now that I am free, oh now that I'm free, gotta tell the nations, he's been good to me. So good, so good. Join the celebration. Dance the night away, morning to the break of dawn. Dance the night away, morning to the break of dawn. Now that I am free, gotta tell the nations, he's been good to me. Join the celebration.
Hey, this is Nolan Holloway, aka Mr. Scribe. Just letting you know that I have 3 books of poetry that's available on Amazon.com. So when you get a chance, go to Amazon.com, look up Nolan P. Holloway Jr., not Mr. Scribe, and pick up one of my books for your enjoyment. Peace.
I'm Dr. LaTrace Brookshire, and welcome to Ask the Good Doctor, and we are live here at the Essex Culinary Resort and Spa.
We're here at the Wellness Warriors Weekend.
And there are lots of wonderful local companies here representing products that are wellness-based.
Just finished one of I enjoyed myself able to do movements that I could never do on dry land. I feel like I'm 20 again.
We got to relax and really breathe and really connect with our bodies, and I loved it. Everything that this book is, it's your story. It's your story, it's your story, it's everybody's story.
You must stand where there is darkness, we must find light.
It was Grandma who instilled in her that she must hold her head up straight.
If you've got to be 25 to 30 years old and you've not talked with a therapist, put the book down and go get a therapist.
Finding vision, compassion, authenticity, abundance, and legacy.
As the theme goes so far this evening, you gotta get that stuff out.
I consistently pause before I speak. I'm Dr. Wilma Hunt Watts, a podiatric physician and surgeon, also known as a podiatrist.
We're here doing a pain management clinic.
All of these skincare collections are designed to be mixed and matched, depending on what your skincare needs are.
We had a good time. Energy, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
And today we are doing Kitchen Warriors. At Kitchen Warriors, I actually prepare a meal, teach everyone how to make it, and then we sit down and eat it together. This is from outside. This is the whole farm-to-table concept here at the Essence.
The fruits of the Spirit have been reignited inside of me. So I'm walking out of here with my joy, with my peace, and my love. So I am a better mother, a better wife when I go back home.
This is Terrell Murphy. Get inspired with Level Up. Real talk that takes you higher.
You are listening to Level Up with Sisters of the Skies Incorporated.
Hey, this is Richard Shaw Jr. Make sure you're believing again. Also, level up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hi, this is Amos Johnson, pastor of Church for Entrepreneurs. Let's level up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hey, this is Gina A. Townsend. I'm joining the Real Level Up with your host, Angee from the B and Mr. Scribe. Real talk that takes you higher 3 to 6 every Sunday, live on Facebook and YouTube.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook, you can head on over to YouTube. Head on over to YouTube. That's where you guys can also watch us live. But very, very soon, we'll be going exclusively on YouTube very, very soon. So I don't want you guys to miss another live show. Wow, we're having an amazing, amazing show with the cast and crew from Enter the Diamond. And once they get right back online, you guys, we will have another incredible discussion with, what is behind the scenes of someone who is making their building their baby is what I say. Building their baby when they're making these projects, these movie projects. So I want to go right back to Bob, who is the mastermind behind all of this, the reason why we are all here together. And, just to kind of recap, Bob, because some people are just now hopping on, you found this casting crew, really by the grace of God. And I see it all over, just your gratefulness of finding an amazing crew to work and just loving what you do. Well, let's kind of go back a little bit. Let's get to know Bob, just your heart, Bob. Bob, first of all, tell us, where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Toronto, Canada, but I'm of East Indian origin, so I was born in Bombay, India, but grew up in Canada all my life. Toronto, Canada.
Wow, we got a Canadian boy in the house.
Yeah, I'm Canadian, but have been living in the U.S. now for more than 17 years, loving California. As a teenager, I grew up, and as a kid, I grew up with my mom just watching and loving to watch movies to the wee hours. Whenever they let me, we would watch, science fiction, drama, action, you name it. I just love watching films like most people. And, as a Canadian kid, watching Hollywood, that whole mystical place of, movie making and dreaming one day maybe I could be a part of that in some way. And that's kind of where it started back when I was a teenager, and just really enjoying just being a viewer of great films and watching wonderful performances and directing and writing and just really, analyzing what it takes to make a film. And that kind of where it all started back when I was a teenager.
And you know what, Bob, it's funny you said that because, I tell people that, if you just pay attention to, a lot of the surroundings, the things that you are being exposed to, and even if you're not exposed to it, go out and find it for yourself, because you will find that it's something inside of you that just, it wells up. It's like, wow, that seems interesting. And it draws you to it, right? Because like you, like me, okay, so Bob, me and you are going to talk about our background. So I went to Georgia Tech thinking I was going to be an engineer. So Bob, do you see that I'm a talk show host? What? So Bob, tell the audience, how did you get to California, and what was the first thing that you did while there?
Well, it was a long road to get here. As a kid growing up in Toronto, I don't know if a lot of people know, very cold, and for most of the year you're living with snow and cloudy days, and I was just California dreaming, like the song goes, just dreaming of the beach, sun, just living somewhere which would just be warm all year round. I could just really, just enjoy life. And so that started at a young age. And I originally, wanted to go into film, but my parents, were more from a traditional background, East Indian background, wanted a more traditional route for me. And my other love was medicine. So, just like you as an engineer, my pathway took me through medicine. So I became a medical doctor. And still never gave up my passion and love for film, but my real passion, and it is still today. I'm a practicing physician, and just really, loved what I did as a doctor. I couldn't see myself doing anything else other than writing and directing. But I loved being a physician, and it brought me to California once I graduated and finished my fellowship on the East Coast in North Carolina and in Toronto. I decided to finally have the opportunity to come to California, which I dreamed about, to come here, to practice, to live. And that's what brought me here back in 2004, and I haven't looked back ever since.
Wow. Hey, you know what, Bob? Thank you for saying that, because you might have opened up some doors for some people, because they want their original passion to take them where they want to go, to grow it, to make it bloom. And sometimes there's some things that have to be redirected in order for you to be in that place. So your practicing medicine got you to California. And I'm hoping that, everyone who is listening and watching, you're some things are turning in your mind, like, okay, well, what are the places what are the things that I can do now to get me to the place where I can grow and fulfill my passion? So thank you for, telling us that. So, with Joe and George, did you guys have like a similar story?
Go ahead, George.
No, I was going to say you.
Okay.
I defer.
Hey, go ahead, Joe.
My story is a little bit more simple in the terms of I'm born and raised in LA, so I had it easy. I had my family support here, and I can tell you, being in the industry, I
Yeah.
had a lot of friends. When you move out here with almost nothing in your pocket, one thing you do miss is your family. And for me, being in LA, having my family right nearby, I mean that helps out so much. However, like Bob, I come from a traditional family. I'm sure my parents wanted me to be some kind of doctor or lawyer, and all my sisters are nurses. But I was a creative person, and that was in my heart. And a brief background about myself: I used to be a training manager at T-Mobile, and I was making really good money.
Wow.
As part time when I was like 21, and I worked my way up. But once I made money, I went back to acting because at the age of 13, when I was in middle school, I told my parents I wanted to act, and we went to this acting class, and they didn't want to pay for it, pretty much. So my dream kind of was on hold for a little bit. But it just comes to show you, if you really want it,
Yep.
you're gonna find a way. And I think that's the most important thing I want to let your audience know, that whatever your heart tells you, if you don't act upon it, that regret of not doing it, it just weighs on your shoulder, and it's the burden you carry with that just too heavy. So after I I thought long and hard, and I told the universe, and I said, I'm gonna do acting no matter what it takes. And it's funny how that works, because once you make a decision,
Yes.
the universe acts accordingly, and it put me in a tough spot. Like once I said that, I saw auditioning started coming in, and I couldn't tell my job, hey, I need to take a break off this. I mean, I only got 2 weeks, right? And I had to make the hardest decision of my life, to making a good income, to basically being broke again.
Wow.
And I know it sounds crazy, but I went back to serving tables and bartending because I needed the flexibility.
Yeah.
But if that's what your heart tells you, and that's where you want to end up, you gotta do whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of my path before, And now looking back, and I'm sure you can see my
Don't
smile.
regret.
I'm glad I did it.
Yep.
Was it hard? Was it scary? Was I broke? All that. But you know what? The journey, it just made me stronger, right? Spiritually,
Yep.
mentally, and now the confidence that come with it. I've been in the bottom. I can't go any lower, I feel. I can only bounce up at this point. From all the failures. Sometimes I feel people, they haven't failed enough. They want to stay at a level
That's a
where
good point, Joe. They haven't failed enough.
like they're still in the safe zone where they
Yep.
failed a little bit, but I hit rock bottom. And sometimes I feel when you hit rock bottom, you can only go up, right? But a lot of us don't get to experience that, thank God. But it's an ugly feeling, but I think it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because once you fail enough and you hit the bottom, you can only go up. So for those out there, just know that, if you're failing, it's okay. Because once you hit bottom, you can't go any lower. Sky's the limit from there. Right?
Well, and here's the other thing about that, Joe. I can see it all over your face. Like, even where you are right now, you're just so, it brings out appreciation and gratefulness. When you get there, when you hit rock bottom, you're like, okay, there's nowhere else that I can go but up. And not only that, you're saying to yourself, I got to put out there what I want. And I'm saying that to a lot of people right now that are surrounding me. If it's something that you really want, start saying it, start believing in it, and then it start coming to you. That's how it works. So, George, I know you have a similar. I've been waiting on George's. I've been waiting on yours for a long time, George. George, how did you do it?
How did I do what? No, actually, just if I share a little bit about my background, then go into stuff, it would be great too. Just so you know, because Joe hit on some really good stuff regarding the business. It doesn't matter what you pursue, just pursue it. You got to go 100% whatever you do. And for myself, I started in New York. That's where I got my start doing theater, and then I used, as a matter of fact, most people don't know this about me except probably one person, and it's that I did theater, and I had this character. His name was Pollo Frito, and I literally was a chicken on stage. It was children's theater, and I guess that's how I first got my. It was over at this place called 13th Street Repertory, and this lady, I just totally forget the lady's name, but she owned it, and the place used to just have people coming there. It had a great following, and that's how I got my start doing theater and stuff. I heard that what's his name, Brad Pitt, did he actually used to wear a costume, and he used to step outside, stay outside Pollo Loco, and he was doing that stuff for them. I was doing theater as a chicken anyway, but that was a lot of fun. That was great. It taught me a lot of stuff. That taught me humility,
Yeah, there you
right?
go. Yep.
And at the same time, I was doing what I loved. It wasn't where I wanted to be. Long story short, go forward. I ended up on One Life to Live. I get a job on there. I was there for about 3 years,
Wow.
and that was great. It was a recurring role, and it taught me a lot. And then after that, did a few more things in New York City. Eventually, my wife and I, we came out to California.
Okay.
And here's the thing, coming out to California, I had a little ego at the time. I was like, yeah, I'm coming from One Life to Live. I'm gonna book things. I'm gonna be making it, that's what really humbled me. That's what humbled me. So it was like starting all over, and I found myself in a position where in New York I was on the show. I had some sort of following. Come out here, and it was like starting all over. Now, my wife and we were sitting there, and I said, I can't get arrested out here. This is crazy, And so, what do you do? Do you put your tail between your legs and run back home, or do you
Stick it out?
Stick it out? And that's exactly what I did. I went actually back to the colleges doing grad and thesis projects just so I can meet the upcoming directors.
Okay.
And those would be the people who would, probably cast me later on down the road. So, I basically had to reinvent myself, and I did, and I stuck it out, and then, doors started opening that way. So it's been a great journey. But to Joe's point, if it's something that you want to do, you got to go for it. And I will say this too. It's at the point where you think that you're not going to make it, or you're almost out. That's when, like, the good Lord goes, if you're a believer, this is what I believe, that if you put all your faith and trust in him, and you're like, look, this is what I like to do. It might not be what you want, but I'm going to try it. And if it is, I'll know it's your will. And then the doors will open, and then you can do what you want. And let me tell you, it did. It turned out to be, pretty excellent move coming out to California. Working on Heavenly Deposit, doing a lot of other stuff. But we'll talk about that after.
We're gonna touch on about that too, because like I said, my audience you've been watching your trailer for all this time, and for you to sit here and just talk about just what you have done and how you've gone through it, and then to be on this project, supporting, not just being an actor. I really don't want the audience to miss this, Bob, for your cast and crew to wear a couple of hats. That is incredible to me, because what it says to me about you, Bob, is that your humility in it. You put your trust in everybody that's surrounding you, and you're not saying, this is my baby and I want you just to do. Listen, George, you're just an actor, so go over there and act. You're putting your trust in everybody that's surrounding you, so that they can literally spread their wings a little bit. I'm often very intrigued at actors that go for producing and directing and even script writing. They're doing more things behind the scenes, to open up. I can do more than just act. I can actually, do some other things that can help a project along. I mean, Bob, just to just to give, your cast and crew a little bit more leeway to spread just tell us, what brought you to that level. Man, I mean, that's for me, it's leveling up. Oh, Joe, come on, Joe, bring it.
I just want to say, so the audience is clear, when you're on Bob's set and you're an actor, you're just an actor. Now, when he says many hats, it's the actors that come up to Bob because they believe in his project and they volunteer. He doesn't ask you. When you're on his set, he treats you like you're an A-list actor. So I just want to get that clear. And everyone that stayed around, willing to help and put their time, he didn't ask them to do that. They volunteered. And to this day, those are some of the people Bob still work with to this day. And I just want the audience to know that before he gives his story.
Wow, Bob. Okay, look. Okay, that's even more humbling. They came to you about it.
Yes. No, I was very blessed. I mean, I have to say that I met wonderful people, and I purposely surrounded myself with wonderful people who are talented. Talent alone is not enough for me. And anything I do, if you're not humble, if you're not a good person, if you're not excited, enthusiastic, then it doesn't really. I really don't want to work with those people. I want to work with people who really, are like-minded, like myself, who don't have an ego, who are not high in their own supply. I will take this thing called the director's chair, which is a coveted chair, and I have all sorts of respect for it. But at the same time, I don't think the director's chair makes me a director or George and his film a director. I think it's what you do, how you treat others, how you deal with the actors, with the crew. Everyone deserves respect, and that's why when I talk about the film and what we've done together, it was a family. It still is a family. So I think that's why it worked so well, is because there were no egos. Oh, this is what your role is, so you should speak to me this way, or don't say that. No, you're George, you're Joe, you're so-and-so, you're Devon. Everyone is, we're all equal on the set. And it's a collaboration. And that's what I relied on, that collaborative work between George, the producer, and the actor. Joe as a DP and actor. They came to me with, as a director, we talked about acting and said, well, Bobby, I'd like to do this, or I would like can we try it this way? And then as a DP, he would tell me, listen, we need this kind of, I think this angle will work better. And I had to be, and I wanted to be, not had to be, but I wanted to be open-minded, because that's when you truly make art and a great film and a wonderful project. That's going to be, something that you can be proud of.
Wow. Listen, you guys, we got to take another break, but you don't want to miss, what's coming up. There is a person that we have been saying over and over again. Oh, my gosh, y'all. He really is the reason why all of us are together today. When we come back, we are going to talk about this amazing man that God allowed us to know for such a short time. But when we come back, you guys, you don't want to miss the rest of this show. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
Something about you takes me away. Your glow, you shine it every day, right? Relaxing like we're in an oasis. Ooh, there's no fuss and no fight. There's no wrong, it's alright with you. So when I'm with you, girl, it feels like paradise. Oh, yeah. It's that look in your eyes lets me know. Say, girl, I know that it's love. It's the light of love. Yeah, so delightful love. Take a flight of love. It takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the lightness of love. Oh, some call it cloud nine, but I prefer to call it your presence. say they falling in, but there's no tripping when you're in heaven. Oh, there's no fuss and no fight, there's no wrong, it's alright with you. So when I'm with you, girl, it feels like paradise. Oh, it's that look in your eyes lets me know. Sing, girl, I know that it's love. So delightful love, yeah. Delightful love that takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the lightness of love that I see the light. So delightful love. Take a light of love. It takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the light. It's the lightness of love. La 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 la. It's love. Oh, can help me say la 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 la. La 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 la. Say it's love. It's the lightness of love.
Rejoices in you. What about all the people?
I waited patiently. You turned to me and heard my cry. You rescued me from sinking sand. Now there's a song in my mouth, a melody of harmony with words from the heart, as we all do our part. Can you hear my humble cry? My soul cries out with praise for you. Please come near me. Quench this thirst inside my soul, my spirit rejoices in you. You are my brother. I hold your arms up when you're weak. I listen when you speak. Never hold you back. I'll meet you where you are. Giving all we've got. We'll walk in unity. Can you hear me? Hear my humble cry. My soul cries out with praise for you. Please come near me. Quench this thirst inside my soul, my spirit rejoices in you.
Now can you hear me? Don't
don't you fear me? If you can hear me, please come near me. Can you hear me? And don't you fear me? If you can hear me, please come near me. Can you hear me? And don't you fear me? If you can hear me, please come near me. Oh, can you hear me? And don't you fear me? Please come near me. If you can hear me.
I won't harm you. I'll never turn my head away. I'll lift you up each and every day. We'll take each step on that road, building heaven here on earth for all mankind. A life with dignity. Can you hear me? Hear my humble cry. My soul cries out with praise for you. Please come near me. Quench this thirst inside my soul. My spirit rejoices in you. Can you hear me? Hear my humble cry. My soul cries out with praise for you. Please come near me. Quench this thirst inside my soul. My spirit rejoices in you.
What about all the people? Can you hear me?
Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you tried, things just still go wrong?
Many times.
What do?
I let go and let God.
All I'm asking from you is to bump up our credit limit to where it was.
It's declined.
We're experiencing some financial hardships at the moment.
You have 6 days to make payment.
I can't believe this is happening.
You know, I never asked you to pray with me.
It's you and me. We got this. God wants to help you, Peter.
Excuse me?
But you're not letting him in.
I did once. Last time we spoke, you took a man away from me I loved dearly. From that day, I swore to take matters into my own hands. But now I don't know what to do.
I know that you don't believe, but I will pray for you.
I love you so much.
Kakabeen.
It was a miracle. You believe in miracles?
Listen, if you need me, you call me. All of the angels in heaven are rejoicing. You gotta know that everything is gonna be okay.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for the respect when you get home. Hey, baby, when you come home, darling, I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z.
Hey guys, vibe with Mr. Scribe on Level Up.
It's your girl, Dr. Monique Frazier, owner of Prestige Decor and More. Let's level up on Sundays, 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hey, this is Dr. Crystal of Kaleidoscope Counseling Center. Level up with me and Angee from the B every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hey, this is George Vincent of Heavenly Deposit and Enter the Diamond. Real talk that takes you higher. Level up
on Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome, welcome, welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook. Did you know you can head on over to YouTube and find us the same way, The Real Level Up. Yes, find us at The Real Level Up and hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get right back into our conversation and who we have in the studio. By way of blue jeans, because we're being COVID compliant, we have the cast and crew of Enter the Diamond. And going from my left to right is George, Bob, and Joe. We couldn't have Jason on the on today, you guys. Something had come up, but of course, we're going to have the cast and crew back with us once again. And Bob, hey, get the whole team. Get the whole team this time. Let them know that they are, absolutely welcome as you guys continue, to bring to the world Enter the Diamond, the Black Diamond, as we should say. And speaking of the Black Diamond, I wonder who just popped in. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Well, in case people are wondering, Grace, didn't I hear that name before? Grace? Yes, Grace is our illustrious sound engineer, everyone. I have twisted her arm and asked her to come on in on this show. Just pop in on this one because let's just say it, you guys. She is very special to this show. We have been saying a name quite frequently since we began the show today. And who this show is dedicated to is the late, great Devon Russell Hendy. Now, who is Devon? Devon is the reason why, in case you guys missed it, he is the reason why Enter the Diamond was birthed. He is the Black Diamond. So, Bob, I'm going to give you the honors of, explaining to the audience, coming from that standpoint about Devon and how all of this got started.
Well, Angie, I tell you, my first day in acting class, I met Devon, and we had a really tough, old school teacher, Mr. Ivan Markota, who's passed. Wonderful, wonderful coach, but very intimidating, And Devon took me aside and said, listen, I can give you some pointers so you'll win over the acting coach and you'll look like a star. And I said, thank you. And that's how giving he was. From day one, he said, listen, let's sit down together on the weekend and I'll show you the ropes of what he's expecting from you as an actor. Because as a medical doctor, this is my real first experience in acting class. I didn't have the experience of Joe and George, who have been doing this for much longer than I have. They're much more experienced. So I'm a novice at this. And Devon took me under his wing and said, listen, as an actor, this is what he's expecting of you. And he showed me the way. And the very next time I went to class, I hit the audition out of the ballpark, our little scene we did. And Mr. Markota said, his mouth was open. And he was shocked. How did you do that scene so perfectly? Devon looked at me. I looked at him. We both smiled. We knew what had exchanged between the two of us. And I was very grateful. And then I knew right there, I have to work with this guy. This man is just, such a great heart, charismatic, talented. I mean, all these things. I said, well, where's the opportunities? Why aren't people knocking on his door? Why aren't people giving this man a role? Because he is a star. He's a shining star, just like the two, wonderful gentlemen here. He is a shining star. He was a shining star. He will always be a shining star to me.
Oh, my God. Well, Bob, thank you for explaining, to our audience, who Devon is. But, many, many people, and let me just say this, what you thought about Devon there is what Level Up thinks about his mom here. And in case you guys have never seen her, I did. I twisted her arm because listen, Bob, she loves staying in the background. Okay, so I had to do a lot of twisting, George. I mean, please, will you please come on? Because this is a special show, and it's special to all of our hearts. And the woman that you see before you, Level Up Nation, is the person that is behind the scenes for Level Up and holds us up. You know, when I'm about to lose it, here's my saving grace. Here's my amazing Grace. Grace, thank you for one. Thank you for coming on. But I know you need to be behind the scenes, but of course, we asked you to come on this time because you are the mother of the late great Devon Russell Hendy. So, you know, as best you can, and of course, you guys hear us saying the late great. He has passed on, you know, gone too soon. But you know, we are here because of him. You know, in honor of him. He has brought this group together. We have grown to become more than friends. I consider you guys family, seriously. And you know, Grace, I just as a mom, you know, as we talk about, you know, Devon here, what just comes to your heart?
First of all, I want to say thank you guys for being on the show today. I love you guys. It is quite an honor. Devin is smiling down right now, I'm telling you. And I want to thank you, Angee, for this opportunity. It's been an honor. Let me tell you, I can't do this without a team. I really can't. I can't do Level Up without a team. And a lot of this stuff is just mostly, I just kind of learned it. I didn't go to school for this. I just kind of learned. But it's been an honor, and I'm from a production background, and I just try to stay within that arena because I love it so much. So, and then once I retire, which hopefully is going to be pretty soon, I am going to, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to spend my time with Bob's production and doing whatever he does. So that's my wish, if Bob would have me. Yeah. So, but this is something that Devin kind of fell into because of me being in the production the world so long. I actually went to school for drama. Actually drama and flight attendant. I wanted to fly and I wanted to do stage. And so I kind of did both for a while. I didn't fly, but I did work in a company where I was in the air courier department, booking airlines, domestic and international airlines. And then on the side, I was doing production. So, and Devin, from a young kid, followed me around when we did so many stage productions. And so we kind of bit him at a young age. And then at 15, I think his editing teacher noticed something about him. And that's pretty much how I got started. He was about 14, 15 years old. And then it just took off from there. He got involved with a lot of productions, Beverly Hills productions, and a lot of different shows. He did a lot of what do you call it? What do you call it when you stand in? Background work. He did a lot of background work. So he started doing this did this for a long time, running around doing auditions in Hollywood. So that's kind of how he got started. Staying up late with me doing stage productions. Poor thing, he'd fall asleep when we were working late in the hours, doing stage productions, putting on a show. So, but yeah, so that's how it pretty much got started. He just loved it. I pretty much wanted him to do something in the background because, this business of acting, it's difficult, very difficult. And you guys know. So, and I, as a mom, I want to protect him.
Yep.
So, I didn't want a lot of doors being slammed in his face and everything. So I wanted him to stay mostly behind the scenes. But that's not what he wanted, so I supported him.
You supported him?
Yeah. So, but anyway, so that's how I got started until, he was on his own. And then after he was on his own, I let him go, and Bob took over.
Yes, his brother Bob.
Yeah,
Well,
Older
being
brother,
a
my kid brother.
he would talk about Bob all the time, and I'm like, who is this Bob?
who's Bob?
Yeah, who's Bob? Until I met him. So it was wonderful.
You
And
know this though, the Grace, because I have an up and coming actor as well. Modeling and acting, and being a mom of an up and coming actor. You and I had these talks that you don't want your baby to get the slam in the face, because it's a hard business.
yeah,
And
it is.
one thing that because I did the same thing. I got him in training, and one thing that I took away with some of the training when I sat in with him, you can get all these no, 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 but it takes one yes.
Yeah.
And that's what helped me as a mom to understand that, once my son gets the one yes, the sky can be the limit. But this is what I commend you on, though, Grace, because it also takes a mom to help our sons to understand humility in doing this. Because I know you have to have a little bit of, something to even get into this. And I saw that as my son was growing. He had to have but with my son, you guys, I had to keep dialing it back. Like, come on, son, we got to dial that back. You are very talented. You are very good looking. But, take on the jobs, as you're saying, take on the background work. You may have to be, that extra cast member that has to go and get the coffee or sweep the floor, just to be in the room. I remember, I don't know which one of you guys said this, Joe, Bob, and George, just to be in the room is where you can get started. And I want the audience to know, if you haven't heard from all of us, it takes a lot of humility to do this, and it takes a lot of tenacity to stay in there and hang in there. George, you brought a very good point when you said I had to wear that chicken outfit for a while. But what I heard you say, George, but I still learned.
Oh yeah. And Angie, I'll tell you, there's a wonderful individual I met on my travels. He's also a pastor. His name is also Devon Franklin, a wonderful individual who had this wonderful saying that it really took to heart to me. And he said that everyone is in a rush to wear the crown. Everyone wants to wear the crown before they learn to carry the crown.
Wow.
And that was such a wonderful thing to say, that is so profound. That everyone wants to be the star without doing the work to get there. You've got to carry the crown before you wear the crown. And I think that was just a beautiful and Devon Russell Hendy did that. He was carrying the crown. He put in the work. If I needed him to help lift things, to help stay back and clean up, if Joe needed his help, Devon was always there, and we knew that came from of course from Almighty God, but came from Grace. We knew he had a loving mother that raised him well, that instilled that humility, that goodness in him, that just everyone who came across, that's why he was a leading man to me. I said, this guy is a star because of he's humble and he's talented. And he's really doing what it takes to get the project done, to get things done. Whether it was, as a friend, as an actor, as an assistant director who was also an assistant director on Enter the Diamond. He wore many hats too, and he wore them well. And just a wonderful human being. And we knew the apple fell from the tree. And Grace, and we thank you. Thank you for raising such a wonderful human being.
Wow.
Yeah, when Devin was, going through his journey, I used to tell him all the time, I said, Dev, just remember always to thank God. And also to stay humble. Do never, don't get above yourself, and always be grateful. So I used to tell him that all the time.
Grace, just want to jump in on that one. I want to jump in there and say, when I first met Devin, It was on a production called Devil's Inside, and it was like it was kind of like a thriller action kind of thing. Yeah. It was funny because Devin at the time was actually a like a PA. He was behind the scenes on that one. And I remember I said, "Who is this guy?" Because he really stood out. And I'm not just saying that because he had a big smile on his face. Number one, he liked being there. You could tell he enjoyed it. You know, PA work is it's not simple. It's not rewarding. It really isn't. You know, you're a grunt. You're moving things around. You're getting people onto set. But Stephen had this style about him. He was so much like I said. He had this great infectious energy, and that's how I got to meet him. I said, "Who is this guy?" And then we got to be friends that way. And then after that, it's funny how we met. I met Bobby, and then boom, see him in this production, and I had the pleasure of working with Devin on Enter the Diamond. And what a joy he was.
Wow. And I just want to point out, Level Up Nation, it's, and I learned this actually, you guys, when I went to church today. I went to Pastor Hannah's church today, and what I learned there, I'm sorry, I saw it online. What I learned there from them is that you have to decrease in order to increase. I heard that today. When I heard that today, it just struck me. It like hit me like I get it, because what it is, when God brings you to a place and you're doing it for Him and you're doing it for the joy of Him, and you're praising Him in the meantime, you never know where it will take you. I bet you Devon did not know that he was going to meet, incredible people like yourself. And I want to say this to your credit, Bob, what you saw in him that you saw in your own, in your baby in Enter the Diamond, that he was the star. You didn't go out looking anywhere else. He was right there in front of you. And he said, first of all, and then he said yes, because you had to get to a place there in order to say yes. And that I do credit that from his upbringing with his mom, because that's who she is. For those of you who don't know who Grace is, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, when she finally said yes to us here at Level Up, I mean, there are people that were just around us that said, "It's your best decision you could have ever made," because Level Up did level up when she said yes, you guys. And it's just what, the Hendy family brings to your organization, brings to the group. I mean, just for them to be around is enough, and it was enough for us. Look, Grace could have said, "Angel, I'm just going to sit around and do nothing." Okay, Grace, you can do that. We just want you here, just your affection. And she's same way, Bob. You're describing Devon, same thing. We just wanted her there in the room, but she does more than that. And because God had graced her with the talent that she had, the background, we needed it to level us up. And I know I'm going over the time, Miss Sound Engineer, so let me do this. We've got to take our break, you guys, but when we come back, this time, I want to say this. Don't miss this break. Everyone who's watching, don't miss this break, because we've got something special during this break. So you guys I know you want to get your snack and kind of relax a little bit, but relax and enjoy this one. We have a treat for you on this one. So check it out. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from I love surprises. Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
You and I have to let the man know is we are peaceful people. We are loving people. We love everybody who loves us. But we don't love anybody who doesn't love us. We're nonviolent with people who are nonviolent with us. But we are not nonviolent with anyone who is violent with us.
History, life in quarantine, nowhere to hide, it's worldwide. We can agree to disagree, but it don't matter now. This is life. We can chill face to face and debate what is fact and what has been a lie. We can pull every card and go hard with the truth, yet be brutalized. When it's all said and done, what we have and what we won't bring back alive. All we really need to do is hang on and speak life.
To bring about the complete independence of people of African descent here in the Western Hemisphere, and first here in the United States, and bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
In every way, let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak, don't believe, no, this is your defeat. Don't incriminate your mind. Without dying, when it's all said and done, what we have and what we won't bring back alive. All we really need to do is stand strong and speak life. It's your life. Come on. Will you fight? It's time.
But when someone attacks you, when someone comes at you with a club, when someone comes at you with a rope, when someone comes at you with a gun, despite the fact that you've done nothing, he tells you, suffer peacefully. Pray for those who use you despitefully. Be long-suffering. And how long can you suffer after suffering for 400 years?
Suddenly I'm in a daze when I think about you, babe. Chills are running up my spine, you make me wanna run and hide. People say to let you go. If only everyone could know. If they could understand my need, they would want you bad as me. I never had a love like yours before. Want you more. Never had enough. How I need you. Can't get enough of your love, babe. Do you feel it? 'Cause I'm needing you. Show me that you do. Can't get enough of your love, baby. Baby, baby.
deserve your love? And why do I deserve your trust? I got you loving me for me, with all my flaws and everything. I can't explain the joy you bring. I need you in my life. Ooh, you make me wanna be a better version of me, with the things you say and the things you do. And you make me feel so real and so brand new. How I love you, babe, how I do. Love like yours, never had a love you more. How I need you, how I need you. Can't get enough of you. I can't get enough. Feel it too. Do you feel it? 'Cause I'm needing you. Oh yeah, do. Can't get enough of your love, baby. Ooh, you make me wanna be a better version of me, with the things you say and the things you do. And you make me feel so real and so brand new. How I love you, babe, how I do. You make me wanna be a better version of me, with the things you say and the things you do. And you make me feel so real and so new. Love like yours, I never had a love you more. How I need you, how I need you. Love of your love, I can't get enough. Your love, babe, your love, babe, your love, too. Can't get enough of your love, babe. I can't get enough. Oh, 'cause you make me feel so real.
This is Kia Carr, and I have a new album out called Life, Love, and Hope, and you can get it on www.kiacarr.com. That's KIAKERR.com. Again, I just finished Sizzling Sundays, and my name is Kia Carr. New artist out, Life, Love, and Hope, new album, KiaCarr.com, KIAKERR.
We got each other, let's take it from there. And if I could, I'd love you up forever at a time. What we've been through, no one else knows. 'Cause all that matters is how far this goes. And it will go until it starts again. Me and you are built like armor. Nothing can stop love from loving on us. You're not asking for much, just a couple of forever. A couple of forever. I'm the only one, you're the only one, together till never. I'm talking about forever. Just a couple of forever. I'm the only one, you're the only one, together till never. Ooh, it can get hard, then it gets rough. It can get crazy, but not for us. 'Cause we gotta struggle just to stay alive. Me and you are built like armor. Nothing can stop love from us. You're not asking for much, just a couple of forever.
Hey, this is Gina A. Towns, and I'm joining the real level up with your host, Angie from the B and Mr. Scribe. Real talk that takes you higher 3 to 6 every Sunday, live on Facebook and YouTube.
Hi, this is George Vincent.
And Rick Irvin.
And we are the Heavenly Deposit Team, and
we need you to level up.
Hey, this is your girl, Joanna Hill McGill, Walmart's first Next Gospel Superstar winner. I need you to level up.
This is Terry Cummings. Listen or watch Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Keep it locked right here.
Hey, this is Shantae, the breakup coach. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced, the real talk that takes you higher. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
And welcome back to Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angie from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Yes, we are here live once again, you guys, by way of Blue Jeans, because we're trying to be COVID compliant, making sure that everyone is being safe in the comfort of their own homes, yet still bringing you another live show. Also want to make sure that everyone know that you can head on over to The Real Level Up on YouTube. And just want to give a shout out to Valerie Cardi, who is always on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. She's given us a hand clap of praise over there. Thank you, girl, for always checking us out over there on YouTube. And we've got a couple of people who have just joined us here on Facebook. Just want to give a shout out to Wadrita Powell Fuller. Thank you for joining us. Also, one of our esteemed people that is actually going to be on the show very, very soon, but also you've been watching her videos. That is Gina A. Towns. Thank you for coming in and joining us as well. So just want to thank everybody who is watching us live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Now, the only way that we can see that you are watching us, because sometimes we can't see you, type in the chat and please say hello. But I also want to invite you in the chat, if you have questions or comments for any of these guys. We are talking about filmmaking, in particular about Enter the Diamond. The guy that's sitting in the middle right there is Bob Bharatwal. He is the mastermind. He is the person that put this amazing project together, you guys, that has brought us all together here to bring you this show. So I'm going to hop right back to you, Bob. And, first of all, once again, thank you, my brother. I mean, the tribute that we gave to Devin, Russell, and Hendy was, all apart from you and with his mom giving us those great, great images. It goes to show, just your heart just beyond the film. I get the sense, ever since I've met you, Bob, that this is not, to make you rich or famous. You just want to put great work out there. And not only that, showcase great talent. And you saw that in Devin and just saying to yourself, I'm not sure why Hollywood is not tearing down the doors on this guy, but let me put a project out there so that they will. And, of course, in case you guys are just joining us, Devin is no longer here with us, but in spirit, he has brought us all together. And I see the determination, Bob, and the passion that you have to get this great work finished. And even if it's on the behalf of him, just so that the world can see that there is a black diamond, that there is, there was an incredible man that was on this earth for such a short time. And I'm still going to showcase that to the world. So, Bob, just to give the audience where you are with, where the film is. You kind of gave us a little bit in the beginning, but just to kind of reiterate for those who just, tuned in, you guys have been to 15 film festivals, and that was with the animated film, or was that for the actual film?
That was from the animated short film, which was based on the feature film, which Devon was the star of that as well. So was George. He was an actor in as well. Joe as well as one of the supporting co-stars in the short film as well. George was also, again, two hats for everyone. George was also producer on that as well. George found our animator. So I have special thanks to George Vincent here for finding our animator who made this happen. So thank you, George. So it was a great experience. So it was the first time that I felt proud to put these two handsome gentlemen and to put Devon up on film as an animated version of themselves. So I felt really excited to provide that experience as for them as actors and for me as a filmmaker to have them up on an animated film. And I think we all had a lot of fun creating that film. And we had a lot of fun, several years making Enter the Diamond. I wanted to let your audience know that, Enter the Diamond is a 1970s action spy film about England's first secret agent of African descent. And his name is Rene Diamant, or what people commonly call him as the Black Diamond. And his first job is to recover stolen state secrets that if they fall into the wrong hands, meet the wrong hands right here, Mr. Wynn, who's the character that George plays.
Over there.
Exactly. So the Black Diamond has got one chance to recover a stolen briefcase full of these state secrets and to recover them so he can show that his promotion was justified. And so he's got one chance to go to Los Angeles during the 1970s. And I love the 1970s. I grew up in that era. I love the music, the fashion, and it's so politically and just so many things going on during that time. It's just so ripe with great stories. And so that's why I set the tone in the 1970s. And, we just had a great experience with the film that took quite a while. We're in post-production now. We're almost there. We're almost there in our final edit. And then we have to score the film and do all those post-production magical things to make it the end product that people see out there. A lot goes into a final product. I mean, George will tell you, he knows better than anyone with his wonderful film, Heavenly Deposit, that's won awards, that's in the world today, in many countries that he'll talk more about. I think, it's a long process. So people who get into this industry, I just want to let the audience know, whether you're an actor, writer, director of photography, I mean, whatever you do, it's not all about glamour. It's about, rolling up your sleeves and dedicating yourself to years sometimes of a lot of work and a lot of hard work. And you can't give up. You have to see it through. A lot of people give up before they see these dreams happen. And I think that's the sad thing. I think if you really believe in something, you've got to commit to it 100% and see it all the way through. And that way, at the end of the day, you don't have regrets. You did the best you could.
Well, you know what? It's funny you said that because I think I overheard that the film Ray took 10 years for it to come to fruition. So, when you were saying early in the show, Bob, that, it's going to be new to the world once everything is done. But you guys have been at this thing. What year would you say that you're at? Are you guys at the 7th, 8th, 9th year with it?
I think we're in the 9th year now. Yeah. Since we began. And it's been very challenging because we lost, our star, our shining star, Devon Rudd. We lost him. So now editing has become quite the challenge. And one thing I promised, when I met Devon, I brought this project to him, when I brought the project to Joe and to George, I said, listen, you know what? I'm an unknown director, unknown writer. I can't promise that this is going to make, any kind of money at all. But what I hope to promise you is that I'll do my best to put out a film that everyone can be proud of, and that we can get into some good festivals and maybe provide that opportunity that someone sees you in a film festival and says, hey, listen, Joe, I loved your performance in Enter the Diamond. I want to offer you a role in my film that pays more, or a big production, or George, the same thing, a bigger role with the price tag that both of these young men and that I wish for Devon to have, that would launch their careers even further. And both George and Joe have careers have gone on from what we did at Enter the Diamond. They'll talk about that as well. But and that's what I hope for Devon. I thought this would be the wonderful vehicle for him to show the world, listen, you are a star. I want the world to see what I see. Not just what your mom sees, what Grace sees, but what the rest of us see. Right. We see the star in you. And we see the potential in you, and I want the world to see that. And so we're almost there, and that's what my job is as director, is to really get that film out so that everyone here is proud of what we put out, and they can say, "Listen, I'm proud of that performance. I love what we did. I loved that story, and that's my goal.
Yeah, let's get
I
Joe.
wanted.
Yeah, go ahead, Grace. Go ahead, Grace.
I was wanting to say something real quick in regards what Bob was saying. I think that's beautiful when you have a passion like you do, Bob, and you and George, you and Joe, you believed in him so much, and it wasn't about rich and fame. It's just that this is a passion of yours, and Bob was totally so honest. He didn't hide anything from you. He was totally honest, and you guys believed in him, and you stuck with him, and it was your passion that wanted to do this project. It was Devin's passion to do this project, and I think it's just beautiful. It's beautiful, and you guys were so humble about doing that, and that's what we need a lot more in Hollywood. It's not so much about the rich and fame so much. It's your passion, and showing yourself to the world of what God has given you, you know.
It's all about the art. Some people have taken away the art of it, and I see this in you guys and with Devin. I mean, the art you guys are bringing back to the screen, the art of it, and and that's where the heart will come in, and that's where the humility come in, and I think that's where this film is going to draw people to watching these talented actors and actresses do the art of acting and telling a story. And so thank you, Bob, for still believing in this project 9 years later. I hope you got that Level Up Nation, because this is not for the faint at heart. Is what I was thinking about, Bob, as you're talking about the type of work that goes into it, and you can't just give up on it because we had a bad day, a bad week. Listen up, Bob probably had a bad year. I mean, can you imagine? Still, go ahead, Bob.
We had yeah. I mean, the obvious things. We lost our star. We also lost another wonderful, talented actor who passed away tragically in a car accident. Who was and she was a wonderful asset to our team, and she was a great actress as well. And at the end of the day, it's about really, if you're coming into this field for fame, for fortune, I think you're getting into it for the wrong reason personally, especially independent film. This is independent film. This isn't a big picture. This isn't glamorous where you have your own trailer. No, you're sitting on the side of the road somewhere sometimes, eating a handmade sandwich. It's not glamorous at all. But Joe was one of the ones, especially, and George as well, but Joe especially, being the director of photography, said, "Listen, Bob, I see your passion. I see your vision. I want to be a part of that." And he brought his skill set as an actor, as a DP, and it was his energy also that drove us forward as well. So without Joe, I'm very thankful to Joe and to George as producer on this, guiding me through the industry. Hey, Bobby, this is what you need to do. This is how you have to approach the film. Because when he put out his film, I mean, he created a wonderful film, Heavenly Deposit.
Yes.
But both as actors told me as well. I also acted in this film. They said, "Listen, this is, as an actor, this is how we approach our roles." They gave me advice as actors as well. So on multiple levels, it was a team effort, and it really wouldn't have come to be if it wasn't for everyone involved.
Man, well, we're coming down to our last couple of segments. I definitely want to talk to Joe and George on what you guys are doing now, and where can people find the other projects you are doing. Well, we're going to take a quick break because I don't want any of that to be broken up as we go into what you guys are approaching, even with you, Bob. I mean, Bob, come on, I know you already got something else in the making.
Yeah, we got 2 or 3 things going on, and both of these guys are still involved, so I'm very fortunate.
Well, if you can, I know you can't give away, some of the things that you're doing, in the future, but, just to encourage those, especially, wow, people watch this show, not just live, but this is going to be played over and over again. And I know it's going to land in the hands of someone who is just thinking, just sitting there thinking, man, I wish I coulda, woulda. And you don't want your coulda, woulda, shoulda, in the past, and then you're no longer able to do. Take advice from what they are doing. They went after the passion. And here's the other thing that keeps, project like these going. Surround yourself with the right people, with the people that have the right heart. It makes such a total difference, you guys. I wanted to give up on Level Up a long time ago. But I do have to say I have a silent partner that is the wind beneath my wings. She keeps me going. Not only that, I have the crew of Grace and Nolan that keeps me going. I mean, week after week, you guys. So it's very important that you find people that will support your dreams even beyond what you can see. And a lot of times that comes through having a relationship with our Heavenly Father. So I'm very thankful. Bob, I get it. I understand having an amazing group that you are surrounding yourself with to keep this going 9 years later. Wow, that is incredible to me. Well, listen, guys, we're going to take our break. When we come back, we're going to talk with Joe and George. We're going to talk about some of the other things that they got in store. And Bob, remember that little secret you and I talked about regarding George? Let's talk about him when we come back. Look.
100%. What's going on here? I'm with you.
It's our secret, George. All right, when we come back, we'll have more conversation with the cast and crew of Enter the Diamond. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
You wanna know if I still
sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. My G, coming through the crowd raw, big dog. You don't really wanna feel these claws. See, God loves me anyway, despite these flaws. So I gotta get a little buck while yeehaw. My God, giving y'all the blessings, so I never tap out. No time for stressing. I'm confessing that I'm still learning lessons. When I get knocked down, get up stepping, cause I know how my blessings flow. Started from the ground down to the tiptoe. Holy Spirit, you don't wanna miss this flow, cause I'm talking about you and the whole trio. The Father's on top and they call me mijo. For my Latino, just Jesucristo. My God's bilingual, so if you didn't know, I'ma speak English, me amigo. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy.
Somebody tell me whose man's is this? Flip flop, they crisscross when they jump when they plotting the whole twist. Well, hey, Mr. Big Stuff, now tell me who you think you are. Call Gene Knight, cause you know you're dismissed. I got a lot of enemies, they draining my energy, but telling my energy is inside of my energy. If I'm at a dead end, I'm counting on real friends, the type that will help you and open the Red Sea. Never make a promise that you can't keep. Nobody really likes a bluff, that's a wave so deep. If you're gonna repent, then I suggest an upkeep. And if that energy drain, then throw away the whole scene. Sometimes you gotta cut the cord to keep moving forward, to be a valuable piece within this gaming board. What's done in the dark is brought to the light, it's heads or tails. So tell me how you call it, alright? Listen, hot or cold, ain't no man in the middle, cause if it gets spit out, ain't no stopping this riddle. You're headed on a dead end, on a one way. I know you see the sign, read it what the Lord say. On a periodic table, I'm an element, and me and God got a chemistry. So next time you ever think about attacking me, well, make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. I'm living for God for real. I go fishing for real. I'm like a Navy SEAL. Talking that Pelican bill. I'm just a kid full of Skittles. No riddle, it's simple. I love it with all of my energy. I get empty. In the forefront, I'm up on my tips. I think I saw Jesus in my dreams. Oh, you don't believe? Oh, that's sweet. Honey, please. I get hyped through the night. Oh, my energy goes spike. Oh, I think I see the light. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy.
Hello, my name is Rodney Damon Collins. I'm an actor, producer, author, and speaker. I'm excited to share my first book entitled Shattered: A Journey Through the Pieces. I wrote this book because there are millions of people like me in this world who are searching for purpose while navigating emotional distress. This book is for anyone who wants to be the producer of their own life. The reader will be encouraged to know that if they, 1, keep God first, 2, learn how to make peace with the pieces in our lives, and finally, 3, never deterred from your dreams, that you will see your purpose fulfilled. I love you, and go grab this book on Amazon.com, Shattered: A Journey Through the Pieces.
They said it was wrong to promote me,
This meeting is being broadcast on
that I
Facebook
wasn't ready,
Live.
that I would fail.
Those who have betrayed me must pay.
You're the first black agent. Don't be the last.
Revenge is all I have left.
The CIA cannot get involved, so you're on your own.
Aren't we all?
I'm a man who gets what he wants.
Just get me the money. You have 24 hours.
premium sanitary napkin. Rain has an innovative design that is made with a strip infused with Nobel Prize-winning material, graphene. The infused graphene strip may provide various health benefits that potentially help relieve painful abdominal cramps, help balance the body's pH, help eliminate harmful bacteria, help with aroma, help fight fatigue, boost metabolism, boost immune system. Graphene moves heat away from your core and contains vibrational energy. In this test, we will add water to the graphene strip and then place a 7-watt light bulb onto the strip to demonstrate the level of energy contained. These medical claims have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All results may vary. Protect the most precious jewel in the world, you. For more information, contact the person who referred you to this video. Rain is exclusively designed by Jewel Sanitary Napkins, LLC.
Hey, this is Nolan Holloway, aka Mr. Scribe. Just letting you know that I have 3 books of poetry that's available on Amazon.com. So when you get a chance, go to Amazon.com, look up Nolan P. Holloway Jr., not Mr. Scribe, and pick up one of my books for your enjoyment. Peace.
Speak life in every way, Let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak.
What's up? It's your boy Fred Jones. Let's level up on Sundays 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Yo, level up, real talk that takes you higher with your boy Mike Jeezy. Tune in Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m.
It's Dr. Robert Frazier, CEO of Silk Educational Consulting, and it's time to level up every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Real talk that takes you higher.
Hey, this is Miguel Nunnery of Babies and Beards. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced, with real talk that takes you higher. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
And welcome back to Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome, 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 everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Well, welcome back, I should say. Well, we are coming down to the, couple of segments of our show, and what I wanted to do was actually focus on Joe and George and see what's going on in their lives. So we're going to start with Joe. Well, Joe, look, okay, so you schooled us a little bit earlier. This thing called acting is not for the faint at heart. You know, you've been at this for a while, and as you said, you're living in California yourself, but still, even being a resident, in that area, it doesn't like, give you the free pass of, oh, it's just going to come to me and this is going to be easy. This is how this goes. So, Joe, just to kind of recap on your journey a little bit, and then, fast forward, what is going on with you now? Let me give you an applause for those of you guys who may have missed what Bob has said. He is AD. You said A. Now you guys are giving us all these acronyms. Come on now.
Director of photography, DP, or director of photography. So he's the head of all the cameras. He's the director of photography, DP.
Director of photography. Oh my gosh! So being an actor and the director of photography. I mean, Joe, what do you have in store? What's on the horizons?
Well, just so for the actors out there, a lot of questions I get. I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit. A lot of times, the waiting feels forever, especially when you're not busy. And I always tell other actors and creatives, that's why you gotta have your passion projects. Because if you have your passion projects, when things are slow and you're not getting the auditions you want, you're still working on something else. And by the time you know, audition seems to be around the corner. With that being said, I had this passion project called. Well, at that time, I didn't have a title, but I told Bob that I had this passion project about doing, because I'm Cambodian. so I want to do a movie that highlights the Buddhist culture.
Okay.
So people, because Buddhism, it's a way of life. So it's not a religion; it's just a way of life. And I felt in my heart that everyone can relate to the story. And then I told Bob here about I wanted this character to kind of show the aspects of life, right? Through two different lenses. One where he grew up knowing nothing, and he comes to America and he sees everything that's so different to him, and he's trying to apply these real life things, and he's got to learn the materialistic things he never experienced. And then when I talked with Bob, with his great mind, kind of made a superhero character out of it. And I said, you know what? Who doesn't want to play a superhero? So I got that going on, and I also got a few.
The title of the film.
Oh, the title of the film is called Resurrection, and again,
wow,
we're gonna have an animated version of it, a comic book, and the
short film,
the live action film.
And
yeah.
this time a 3D animated film. So we're putting him up in 3 dimensions now. For both him and George are both acting in Resurrection, which is our animated short, and then we'll do a live action short. And Joe is the star of that film. So happy to have him on board. Both of them on board.
Oh my God.
And when you get to be the lead actor and you have to put the movie on your shoulder, it just shows all the hard work that's going to be put on. So I'm ready, my spirit's strong, and I couldn't have done it if I never failed, right? Now I feel it's like the gym, right? I put in the work. Now it's time to put all the hard work in front of that screen and let everyone know I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm here to fight for my place. And I want to inspire people that, hey, we all have to start from somewhere. I wasn't, rich and famous. I started from the bottom just like everybody else. But I'm going to make a name for myself. I'm going to help my team and just grow from here.
Joe, again, is very humble. And so I have to toot his horn here. But Joe left out a huge thing. So all this preparation as an actor and the commitment to the craft landed him a role acting opposite Marissa Tomei in Spider-Man: Homecoming, the Sony blockbuster movie. So the end credit, the auspicious credit under Stan Lee, our late great Stan Lee, who invented all these characters, is Joe Hang. And I'm so proud of him that all his hard work he talked about paid off, that he landed such a wonderful role in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Hopefully more to come.
Yeah. I had wanted to say something about that, but I didn't know whether to open my mouth yet about that because I was just so excited for you, Joe. I really was. That's so exciting.
That's so exciting, Joe. When you come, actually definitely come back, and let us know how things are going because I'm on George in a minute.
We filmed in Atlanta in Pinewood Studios.
What?
And they flew me out to Atlanta. We filmed in Atlanta. But I want to share a story and let everybody know.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is the biggest movie that ever got casted in. But I want people to know that year I went to 250 auditions and they were all no's. So just to let you know, I had 250 auditions that year and all of them was no except for the Spider-Man thing. So I want hopefully that encouraged people. That's how much no's I heard.
Yeah.
Joe got nothing. And then Spider-Man. When I auditioned for it, my agent called me. He says, "You have an audition 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's a Marvel movie." And I was like, "Who auditions at 8 o'clock?" But I go, and everything that I was taught in acting, I did it, hard work. And then that same day, I got a phone call. My phone was blowing up, and they were like, "Congratulations, you booked Spider-Man." And I kid you not. Maybe 8 hours later, I was on a first-class plane to Atlanta. In a nice hotel with a bottle of champagne, bottle of wine, and I worked with Tom Holland, Marissa Tomei. I sat right next to them. It's a surreal experience.
It's a surreal, but what you said, Joe, because all of you guys, is getting through all of that just for that. That's what they were telling my son. You're going to get no, and one yes.
250 times. 250 times. 250 times.
250 times.
Like, that is enough to make the average person say, "I'm done. I quit."
Yes.
And then speaking of another project, I was supposed to be in Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
I auditioned for it. I booked it. I'm part of the Marvel family. They wanted me back, but because I got COVID, I couldn't pass the test, so that role had to slip on by.
Wow.
But it's okay. I'm not sad by it because everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Marvel ain't gonna stop making movies, and I ain't gonna stop acting and creating. So.
And we're making him a star of Resurrection about the first Cambodian superhero.
Yes.
So we're doing something that's new, that's never been done as well. So I'm very proud to have Joe as a star, carrying leading the way.
Wow. Well, Joe, definitely come back, when things are getting, close to that. So we here at Level Up can celebrate you once again. That's what we love to do. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories, so, definitely come back. And if there's anybody else you want, to bring along and congratulate them, lift them up, let us, celebrate them as well, because that, really, Joe, that's the reason why people watch the show. They love seeing, just the ordinary person, watch how God, make their lives extraordinary. And, because of your hard work and humility, God has blessed you. And, that's what we like to highlight, letting people know that, God does give you the desires of your heart. You just have to, keep going, believing in yourself. And once again, I'm going to say it again till I'm blue in the face, because I truly believe this, Joe. Surround yourself with, amazing people, because I know it was Bob and probably George, like, keep going, Joe, keep going.
Well, let me say something before we pass the torch to George. Booking Spider-Man for sure changed my life. But let me tell you, one of the best memories of making Spider-Man was getting to watch the actual movie with these guys in the theater.
Yes.
And they came out to support, and Bob bought the tickets for everyone. And you know what? To this day, that was the best part for me. Just being able to enjoy it with them, and where we came from and where we're headed. It just it just feels good.
I believe it, Joe. And so what you're saying is that your best part was celebrating with your brothers there. Look, listen, your brothers don't have to be blood. It could be all spiritual. I have a spiritual sister here that, Grace is one of my spiritual sisters as well. And I'm the same way, Joe. I mean, when it's all said and done, to enjoy it with the people that you truly, truly love and was in your corner and had those pom-poms. When you put your pom-poms down, they kept theirs going. I know. I believe that. I believe in that. So congratulations once again. We here at Level Up, we are celebrating with you. Thank you for coming on. And Bob, I know you had to get it out of them. That's good.
These guys are too modest. So we have other things to talk about with George next. So I won't let them. If they won't toot their own horns, I'll toot them for them.
Right. You ready? Okay. So we're gonna pass it over to. I've already told the audience. I've seen that face before. Didn't know the name, but when George came into my life, and I was like, George didn't know. I was like, oh my God, there he is. There he is, and just to get to know George and his humble heart. I mean, I'm more of a fan than before. So come on, Bob. Let's go ahead and toot his horn. George, what?
I'll let George talk about himself first, and if he doesn't toot, I will toot. I'll interject.
Okay, very good, very good. Let's tag team this one. Okay.
Well, life is great. The end. I'm done. So let's see. Where do we begin? Okay, so I'm happy to share that we're working on a project currently called Life. Okay, it's the Los Angeles Institute for Film Excellence. Remember we talked about before that we're doing more things regarding independent filmmaking. That's what we do. And we've taken that and now created a show. Okay. And it's basically I'm the interviewer. A la you.
He's the host. He's the host. He's the host of the most.
Yeah, host. And it's fun because I love what you're doing, by the way. You're fantastic. Yes. So I should study you. And but long story short, it's a show that we're bringing on inviting guests, you know, whether they're actors, whether they're casting, whether they're producers, and we want to help the independent filmmaker get a better understanding how they can have success and what people go through as filmmakers, so they know and they can anticipate. You know, this is what, when I get to this point, this is what they did. It worked for them. You know, and maybe they can garner something from there, and it will help them move forward. So it's a fun show. We've gotten, I believe, 3 interviews right now so far under the belt, and they're being edited. We're going to do one more, and then from there we're going to release them, I believe, on YouTube.
Correct. YouTube and our own website. In fact, one of the guests was one of your guests, Rodney Collins. So he was one of our guests as well. So yeah. And that's thanks to Grace. So again, let's tie Grace back in. Thanks to Grace. Grace brought Rodney into our lives. And what a blessing he was. Thank you, Grace, for that. Rodney was one of our guests that George interviewed on the show. And so, sorry, George, please.
No, it's great. And then
I love it.
I want to highly recommend to everyone out there, find yourselves a Joe and a Bob. Because let me
and a George.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You said it. And I want to say, the support. You need the support. You need a good group that you can kind of like you said, to lift you up when times are tough. And there are a lot of tough times. And with Bobby over here, I got to tell you, you got to find someone who's creating projects that'll put you in there. That's good. I mean, good quality stuff. So I highly recommend, you know, definitely working with people that you really enjoy working with, who are going to, and you guys can just, you know, grow together. Yeah. And there's a project that I worked on. I'll share. It's called Heavenly Deposit. As you played the trailer, so thank you for playing that. For everyone out there who doesn't know, Heavenly Deposit is my personal story of basically coming to Christ. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It's a faith movie, and you know, we all go through very difficult times, and this movie shows what we went through, my wife and I went through, and how we overcame the difficult times. And that's because of really just finally letting go of trusting myself and trusting God, and putting everything in His hands, and my life turned around. It was the story, the moment of what happened is so powerful that I found myself sharing that moment with people. Just all I wanted to do was give people hope and say, hey, listen, you know, if you're not a believer, check this out. This is what happened to me. And because of that, you know, I ended up telling a bunch of people, a lot of people, wherever I was, you know, just sharing that story with people, because I wanted them to have hope in their lives. Just what God gave me, I wanted them to experience. And long story short, this gentleman turns around and says, hey, this is such a powerful story. You have to make it into a film. You have to share it with the world. And those words kind of just, why didn't I think of that on my own? I was doing it one at a time, but this gentleman gave me, and he happened to be a pastor. He was a pastor who suggested it. And because of that, he really just, you know, got the ball rolling for me, because he put that little thing in my ear. And ever since then, I was like, all right. And long story short, it took about 4 or 5 years. It took about 5 years, but we made the film. You know, raised money. I wrote it. I mean, it's a dream come true. And for every step of the way, I can say that God was opening all the right doors. And I did pray, and I asked Him. I go, look, I said, I'm trusting You now with everything. So open the right doors, keep the wrong ones shut for me, please, and let it go. And He brought all the right people on board. I mean, the movie's out there, and it's we had domestic release on it. Okay. You know, we went 3,000 Walmarts. You know, we had it in some theaters, and finally we just got foreign distribution. So that's incredible. We got into, let's see, South Korea and Brazil to begin with, and there's more happening. So we just got in for foreign in February. So this is like a brand new journey for us right now, you know. And you know, I've been acting since I was about like in my 20s. So it's been a long journey.
Okay, Bob, he still didn't do it.
I told you he's too modest.
All right, and I've done
He's too
some. I've done
modest.
some other work. I've done other work.
And let's talk about the other work. So
Let's talk about the other work, Bob.
let's talk about the other work. So George, just like Joe, consummate actor, prepares, dedicated. Their lives are dedicated to the craft, and they enjoy it. They love it. They're passionate about it, and it paid off. George booked a wonderful role in a small film you may have heard that won the Academy Award for Best Animated Film, Soul, Disney's Soul. He acted in a wonderful movie, Soul. We're very proud of him for that. It's quite an accomplishment. And he never talks about it, so that's why I have to talk about it for him, because I think it's a huge accomplishment. Thanks.
It is. It is. George, congratulations on that. And I know I do the same thing. Somebody else talk about it. But it is a huge accomplishment. For all the things that we have talked about on this show. We do want to hear, the Marvel film and the Soul film that you guys are actually in, because it gives hope for, those who will be either they're watching now or they're watching later. Like, you've been saying, Joe, just keep going, because that one yes can change your life. And it's when it's the right time for you, because a lot of times I heard another thing that I heard this morning, sometimes those no's will give you an opportunity to two things. Either you're not ready or they're not ready for you. And so once, the right project comes along at the right time. And of course, let me just put this out here for you guys regarding Enter the Diamond. When the right time comes for that film to do its, we know about it. You guys have known about it for 9 years, but the world has not. When the world finally sees this film, it'll be at the right time that everyone is ready to receive it. I truly believe that. When everybody else is ready to receive it, that's when God is going to release it. And so I'm going to say congratulations to you guys ahead of time, because I know it's on its way. And I've seen the hard work. We've known each other, oh gosh, Bob, it's been 2 years now?
I think going on 3 now. This is our
oh
third year.
Gosh, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Wow. So, for all the time that we have known each other and talked about it here and there, and here at Level Up, like I said, and this is for all three of you guys, whenever you guys are ready to come back on and give our audience, the process, the journey. And that's what this audience is all about. We pay attention to that. We pay attention to the process, or if you want to call it the journey, same thing. Because it's our way of life. And, just to see the end product do what it's doing, we will sit back and congratulate you guys, and also celebrate right along with you. So don't hesitate, you guys, to want to come back. You can reach out to me or Grace and let us know. Let me just ask you this, for George, for those who want to find where Heavenly Deposit is there still a place that they can find it here in the States? Where is Heavenly Deposit?
Absolutely. If you go to heavenlydeposit.com, it has all the sites that you can download it or stream it. But I can tell you right now, if you go to Tubi, it's free, right? You watch it free. You just have to sit through the commercials, right? Otherwise, if you have Amazon Prime, you could just watch it, part of your package there. But then if you feel like giving a little bit back, you can actually go to some pay sites, because there are plenty of those too. We're like I said, on probably like 8 other sites, let's see, Fandango now, Voodoo, there's a bunch, but heavenlydeposit.com.
Heavenlydeposit.com.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, it's an amazing show. I've watched it. Film. You guys take a look at it. Go out. Heavenlydeposit.com. That is the the film that we have been going over and over again in our commercials. So he's right here. You guys check it out. If you have any questions, I know we actually had a little technical difficulties on our YouTube channel. I'm sorry, on our Facebook, but we have come back on live with YouTube. So you will see like another, you'll see two live streaming shows on YouTube. So if you guys are watching us right now, go back into the other live streaming that we've done earlier, and you guys will have an opportunity to see the full conversation that we have with the cast and crew of Enter the Diamond. So back to you, Bob. Before we let everybody go, what's the future of Enter the Diamond, and can they actually access the animation right now? Is that ready for distribution? Where is that?
Well, the animated film, we just finished the festival circuit, so we're looking into trying to find a platform, whether it's on our website or another place where we can have it. It's a short film, so not about 5 minutes long, so it's an easy watch for most people. So we're working on EnterTheDiamondOrigins.com, which is our website, to put it up on our website so that people can watch it for free, because it's an animated film. Enter the Diamond, the feature film, we're hoping to, finish the film and release it to film festivals next year with a private screening for Grace, of course, as our guest of honor, to come watch it for friends and family before we release it to the world of the film festivals. Right. Once it's done its film festival circuit, and hopefully we get into some festivals, then we'll provide a platform. Hopefully, a company called Row8.com has shown some interest in putting our film up on there. Again, it would be a free offering. As I said, this was something to highlight the wonderful work of these individuals here and of Devon up there, so that the world can see them. So it's something that I hope that everyone's that's proud of it, and I hope Grace that you're proud that your son was in our film. So because we're proud.
Absolutely.
Well, Grace, we're gonna throw it to you. Any parting words before we end our show today?
I just want to thank you guys for continuing on Devin's the project. I know he is very, very happy. And in his words, and it is just so true, Devin used to always say, be a star and be a shining light for others even long after you're gone. I don't know where he got that from, but it is just so fitting because he is living as a star right now, but he's in heaven. And I think it's just so wonderful. So wonderful. And I thank you guys so much for continuing his legacy.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me.
Awesome. Well, you guys, that is the end of our show today. If you have any questions or comments, of course, you can always go back into our question in your comment section on Facebook or YouTube. These guys will have an opportunity to look back and see if there's any questions or comments that you have for them. Definitely don't be bashful. Hey, listen, when you have professional men as you have seen here, reach out to them and ask the question that you may have, something that you may have in the back of your mind. I know I have one. Where can I find a great acting class? There we go. So listen, you guys. Well, I'm so thankful that the cast and crew of Enter the Diamond has spent their afternoon with us. Thank you guys once again so much. We're looking forward to seeing Enter the Diamond on the big screen as well as the small screen. Hey, because I've seen a lot of projects that have gone to both at the same time, so you never know. Joe, keep us updated on everything that you're doing. Don't be a stranger. You're now a part of the Level Up family, so give us a ring anytime. Yes, absolutely. George, hey, look, we're just gonna be like, look. We will be watching for all of what you do. Congratulations on Soul and the future things that you've got going on. And Bob, we definitely know that you got more projects up in there. So continue doing what you're doing. God has blessed you with an amazing talent and a great heart. Well, listen, guys. No No problem, you guys. Well, we will be back next week, same time, same place, with another amazing show, live show, right here at the Real Level Up, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific. You don't want to miss it. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We love you. We mean it. See you next week. Take care.
Girl, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you have a beautiful smile. Can we chat for a second? What's your name? What's your sign? What you doing later on? What you doing later on? Yeah. It's okay if you're shy. Am I coming on a little too strong? Ooh. All my friends call me Al, and I like to have fun. Yes, I do. But I'm all grown up, and we can have a deep conversation. You wanna hesitate? Oh yeah. Is it getting kinda late? For me to take you on a date? Oh girl, it's only 5 o'clock in the evening. The look on your face, oh yeah, it's like you're having a debate. It's like you really wanna stay, but you think you should be leaving. So I ask, where you gotta go? What you need to know? Maybe you should hang with me. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Where you gotta go? Please don't tell me no. Come on. Maybe you should hang with me, girl. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. I'm a chill kind of guy. We ain't gotta have a drink. We ain't gotta have a drink. No. See, I was born with this smile, and I don't mind saying what I think. I believe in respect. Yes, I do. I won't be leaving the check. Not with you. See, I don't mind when we're down if I get a little time in exchange. But you wanna hesitate? Oh yeah. Is it getting kinda late? For me to take you on a date? Yeah. Oh girl, it's only 5 o'clock in the evening. The look on your face, it's like you're having a debate. You really wanna stay? Please stay. But you're thinking you should be leaving. So I ask, where you gotta go? What you need to know? Maybe you should hang with me. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Where you gotta go? Please don't tell me no. Come on. Maybe you should hang with me. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Don't let this moment pass us by, 'cause we may never get this chance again. Don't waste this moment asking why. Maybe you should give us a try tonight. When you gotta go, girl, when you gotta go. What you need to know, girl, come on. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Where you gotta go? Please don't tell me no. Please don't tell me no. See, all you gotta do is come on. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Tell me where you gotta go. Where you gotta go? What you need to know? I'm thinking maybe you should hang. I'm thinking maybe you should hang with me for a while.
Nothing excites me more than to see children read the books that I illustrated and helped bring to life. You know, it's the process from start to finish, and you know, at the finish line, you see the children smiling and excited and sharing the stories with other children about, you know, an image or a book that they read. Another thing that gives me joy is working with new and upcoming writers, people who have all these stories that they want to tell and, you know, things that they want to share with the world, you know, just like, you know, me wanting to express myself as an artist and, you know, share my expressions. You know, people are doing the same thing with their stories, and to help, I feel like I'm helping making their dream come true.
God hates divorce, but unfortunately, some of us have gone through this traumatic experience. Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Andrews, and I'm here to offer you some solutions if you have gone through a divorce, a painful breakup, or having any relationship issues. Please get a copy of my book today, God Has a Plan for You, Life After Divorce, at godhasaplanforyou.org. Thank you.
12 Steps to Survive, Thrive, and Boss Up After a Breakup is my 8-week signature coaching program designed to reset your mind, body, and spirit. Hi, my name is Shantae Proctor, the Breakup Coach. I am an author, speaker, and certified life coach. I wrote my new book and developed my coaching program after I healed from toxic relationships and narcissistic abuse. I help amazing women and a few good men survive, thrive, and boss up after a breakup. The next program launches Tuesday, September the 28th. Contact me at coachshantaeproctor@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook at Shantae Proctor and Instagram at Shantae Proctor Life Coach. You can also DM me if you are experiencing challenges, fears, or frustrations due to your breakup.
Hi, this is Terry Cummings, formerly of the NBA, retired after 18 years, 18 seasons in the league. Just been chilling, working hard, though I think you work harder when you retire, but nevertheless running companies, pastoring 14 years, CEO over a hybrid of a television station of cable and streaming, and finally pushing toward the bid for the Hall of Fame. Level up and join us.
You are listening to Level Up with Bob Bharatwal from Enter the Diamond.
Hey, this is Rodney Damon Collins, inviting you to level up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, this is Shay Bynes with Kingdom Driven Entrepreneur. Let's level up. Tune in every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hi, this is Pat Nash, your dream coach. Want to take your dreams to the next level? Then listen to Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I am.
Hey, this is George Vincent of Heavenly Deposit and Enter the Diamond. Level Up with the Internet Radio Show, broadcasting to the world. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
The broadcast of Facebook Live has stopped.